How's it going, guys? And today we have the final video of the core card reviews. And can you imagine what it is about from this image in the background? That's right, it's the Etherbots cards. So Etherbots cards generally are all Atlantean. There's a couple of Nether and things like that, but they're heavily focused on Atlantean and Nether cards, and they're typically super good. And they're promo cards of a partnership that was made, and a specific promotion that was made together with the Etherbots game. So these cards are really good. If you haven't answered the question in the description in the past videos, make sure you do. This is the last chance for you to participate in the mega giveaway raffle, where you need to answer the question in the description correctly to gain points, which are gonna make it more or less possible for you to win giveaway, which is gonna have a Tiet, priest board and a disciple board. So let's jump right in with, then this is gonna be a quick video because there's not a lot of cards, but these cards are really good and interesting. So let's jump right into the first card from the Etherbot promo set, which is gonna be Paracannon. At the start of your turn, give burn +4 to the creature with the highest health, and this rally loses 1 durability. So for 1 mana, it's fairly good to be able to deal burn +4 to creatures. It's a passive type of removal. If you play this and you always play creatures with lower health than your opponents, then these cards is gonna be really good. I would much rather have it at the end of your turn, because then you could control which type of cards that you have, and you could always have lower health cards. But since that's not the case, I'm gonna put this card in the 3-star category. If it was at the end of your turn, at my turn, then this would definitely be a 4-star card. But since it's not, I'm gonna put it in the 3-star. Then we have either Rust, where you destroy a friendly Atlantean, summon 2 Atlanteans among all fights. If you're running, you could destroy a lower bound Atlantean and have really high Atlanteans in the board in terms of mana. But I would also argue that this card is not that great. It's 3 stars for me, because you need to be getting at least 6/6, or you need to be getting at least 7 mana worth of stats to be able to be viable. Then we have Stetrade, which obliterates a random card in hand, add 3 random Atlanteans to your hand. For me, this is also a 3-star type of card. I would much rather have it obliterate a card in your hand, so you could choose which card to obliterate and then add 3 random Atlanteans to your hand. This would make this card viable, because it's a random card. It's kind of like RNG, and you might get rid of one of the cards that you need you really need for the game. So this is definitely 3 stars. Then we have Nether Star, which is a 6 mana 6/6 that has hidden for a turn. Can be super powerful. Hidden for a turn in really high static creatures means that typically you're going to be able to deal damage to the opponent right away, and I've seen this run in really aggressive decks that out of nowhere they summon an Nether Star and I'm not expecting it, and then it just deals a lot of damage to my face and I'm trying to contain it. So I'm gonna put this card in the 4-star category for sure. Then we have Golden Saber, which heals your god for 4. And as an afterlife, the afterlife heals your god, and it's 2 mana 2/3. This is a little bit better than the 2 mana 2/2 that heals your god for 4, so you're getting 1 extra durability. So I'm gonna have to put this in the 4-star category, because it's better than that weapon from Light, where it's a 2 mana 2/2, and it only heals. It heals for 4, but it only has 2 durability. So this one's better, 4 stars. Then we have Shadow Banisher. Whenever you cast a spell, summon a banished shadow, and this relic loses 1 durability. For 4 mana is fairly good. I would much rather have it at 3 mana or 2 mana. And a lower durability, but other than that, it's a fairly good card. It's not really good, so I'm gonna have to put this in the 3-star category, but it's a good card to fight. Then we have Cryline Trident, which has Blitz, Leech, and after you got attacked, this relic gets +1 strength. So basically, first turn it's 1 strength, second turn is 2 strength, third turn is 3 strength. It gets more powerful as time goes on, and it has Blitz, so it's gonna heal you up for that. So I'm gonna put this card in the 4-star category because I believe it's a really good card, even though it doesn't see a lot of play. Typically, you don't see a lot of Etherbots cards being played because the availability of these cards in the marketplace is really low. There's not a lot of cards in existence for each of these cards, so it's fairly hard to get your hands on these things. But if you want to build an Atlantean deck, then you should try and get every Etherbot card to be able to build a viable deck. Then we have Arcane's Sphere, which creatures damaged by this creature get burned +4. So this is basically a Bloodworm, but much more powerful in terms of the burn, but much weaker in terms of the stats. So I'm gonna put this card in the 2-star category because unless he has Blitz, then Blitz it would be effective. But for this stat line, for 1 mana and burn +4, I'm gonna have to put this in the 2-star category. Then we have Firewall for 4 mana. It's a 1/5. It's an upgraded Bloodworm. Instead of 3 mana, it's 4 mana. And it gives burn +2. So I'm gonna put this card in the 4-star card because it's a really good card to put to protect your other cards in the background. Then after this, we have Protected Demon Bot, which is a Nether. It's a 5 mana 5/2 with Protected. This card for me is a 3 stars. Even though it has Protected, it's fairly good because it protects you against the initial source of source of damage. The stat line is not that great, so it's an okay card. So definitely 3 stars. Then after this we have Atlantean Rex, a super aggressive card for 6 mana 9/4. The only problem with this is that at 4 health it's gonna be super prone to die right away. So just kind of spending 6 mana for nothing. So I'm gonna have to put this card in the 2-star category because generally when you play this, the other turn is set. Then we have Hollered Golem, which has 7 mana 5/5 Atlantean with Protected Roar, deal 2 damage to each enemy creature. So this is good in terms of board clear. I would definitely put this card in the 4-star category because it's a staple card that you should be running in Atlantean decks. Even though it doesn't have a good stat line, it has Protected, so it allows you to trade it against something once and then survive for the next turn. And then the deal 2 damage is the Roar. It's a immediate effect that you put on the board. Then we have a Magic Missile Launcher, which has Blitz, Leech, and Afterlife. Deal 2 damage to random creatures. So this card's fairly good, especially because it's for War, and War doesn't have a lot of removals. This is going to give you the option, another option to do a different type of removal on the board. So this card is definitely a 4-star card, and it also has Leech, so it can give you a little bit of sustainability in the long run. Then let's jump onto the legendary cards. There's 3 legendary cards for the Etherbots. There's either chest with frontline, can't attack, burn 2 Afterlife, add 2 random Atlanteans to each player's hand. The only issue I see with this is that it adds to each player's hand. I would much rather have this adding Atlanteans just to your hand and even being able to cost 4 mana, for example. But since that's not the case, I'm gonna put this in the 3 stars category. So for the legendary cards, unless it's really good cards, don't bother getting them because they're way more expensive than regular legendary cards. So with either chest, I wouldn't advise it. Then we have Golden Golem, which cannot attack unless you cast a spell this turn. So it's a 5 mana 7/7. So in terms of stat line, it's super good. But then you need to cast a spell every turn in order to be able to attack. I would argue that this card is good, but I wouldn't give it 4 stars, and I would only try and get it for the deck if I have no other options. So I'm gonna have to put this card in the 3 stars category. It's not that great either. And finally, we have Iron Ores, which for me is a 4 stars. It's the only legendary card from the Etherbots set that I think it's worth to get. Which has it's 7 mana 5/5 protected, so it's the same as the Hollered Golem, but it also has Ward and Afterlife summon a random anim. So anims, you're typically getting 1 extra mana. So I would argue that this is a 6 mana 5/5 with protected ward and summon something on the board, which allows you to survive against board clear, so which makes this a really good card. So out of the 3 legendary cards, if you want to get a card from the Etherbots collection, a legendary card, I would urge you to get this one. This is the good one that can be played in your decks. And that's it, guys. So the next video we're gonna have, it's gonna be an announcement of the mega giveaway winners, and I hope you guys like these card reviews. We're wrapping up, so we did the Genesis card reviews, the full complete card list review, and we did the core card reviews. And once the Trial of the Gods expansion comes out, we're also going to be reviewing the new cards. So make sure you wait for those videos to come out, because they're gonna be good. And the new cards are really fun. I've been looking at some of them. They're really fun. So anyways, guys, this is the final video. Make sure you answer the question in the description down below to participate in this video's giveaway, as well as the mega giveaway raffle. And don't forget, please smash that like button here to support the channel. That's all I request, is smashing the like button and subscribing. But yeah. Anyways, guys, see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye bye.